Well, I'm now being joined by our correspondent, Abimbola Agbebi. She joins us live from the scene of the collapsed building. She'll be giving us a situation report as to what's going on there. Bimbo, of course, it's good to have you join us, but what a sad story we're talking about at this time, considering the number of incidences we've had of collapsed building in the recent months. Can you talk to us about what the situation is like there?
Yes, Sarah, from the sound and the images, you can tell that rescue operations have resumed in full swing here at the site of the building collapse here in Shonuga Street. Of course, moments ago, there was a building standing behind me here, and it's been brought down to ground zero. I told you earlier that emergency responders had to stop rescue operations, and that's due to some impediments they were having earlier, which of course I highlighted earlier. Now we have two more buildings to go, and they are right here behind me. You can see. Now this is part of efforts made by emergency responders to ensure that no structure is left standing here on the site of the building collapse. Of course, we all know the danger or the threat that poses to other buildings within this neighborhood, and that informed, of course, the decision made by emergency responders. Earlier we had two buildings standing here, one on the right-hand side and one just behind me. Now, two buildings have gone down, and we have this one left. Of course, this is going down any moment from now. And I told you earlier that so far we have 7 persons have been brought out of the rubble. 3 persons were rescued alive, while 4 have been confirmed dead. Now, we were also told earlier that the 3 persons who were brought out alive have been referred to a hospital, and they are presently receiving treatment. Rescue operations are ongoing, and I have here with me the permanent secretary to the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency. I'm talking about Olufemi Oke-Osanyintolu, who is, of course, will be giving us more updates on the rescue operations going on here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, I want you to talk to us about the difficulty your men encountered in the search operations. Of course, the peculiarity of this incident, of this neighborhood, and of course the incident.
Well, one way or the other, there are 2 major challenges we have, and we quickly are on top of it. One of the major challenges we have crowd control challenge, and we have people that are not ready to. We have people that are not ready to comply that they should leave their abode, despite the fact that the building they are living in are distressed. So one way or the other, we'll use our enforcement team to ensure that they comply. And right now they have complied, and you can see us that all the unstable structure, we are bringing them to ground zero to make it stable and to ensure safety of life and properties in this environment. And it has been an Herculean task. We've been working since 12 noon yesterday till date, but by the grace of God, we are on top of all the challenges.
Well, tell us more about the 3 persons who were rescued alive, of course, who have been referred to the hospital. What is their present condition as we speak?
Well, 2 has been discharged. 2 has been discharged. 1 is in intensive care at LASEMA, receiving adequate treatment. And the policy of this government is that all victims of emergency or disaster should be treated free of charge, and that's what we are doing.
Now, unconfirmed reports had it that the collapsed building once housed a creche. Now, I'm worried about this, because if it once housed a creche, are we sure that we do not have children who were trapped beneath that rubble? Can you clear the air on that?
Well, the most important thing is that we are being empirical, and we have used sophisticated equipment. We have used DESA, and you can see that we've got to ground zero in the building that collapsed. The said building, we've reached ground zero.
Now, and we heard that the building housed the creche, sir. Can you clear the air on that?
Well, there are a lot of information given, and some of the information are not true. But however, the most important thing that I want the good people of Lagos State to realize is that we've got to ground zero. And before getting to ground zero, we've used sophisticated equipment, which is DELSA. The DELSA will locate anybody under the rubble, and that is what we use for us to be able to rescue 3 people, and for us to be able to recover 4 bodies. And when you get to ground zero, which means everything is clear, there is nobody in there. Yeah, there's nobody trapped in there. And you can see that since 12 noon yesterday, we've been working till late. So, and you can see us using our lights to illuminate the place. So, there's nobody. I say loud and clear. There's nobody trapped inside there. All the people that are there has been evacuated and treated.
Thank you so much for the updates given. Of course, that was the Permanent Secretary, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Femi Oke-Osanyintolu, of course, giving us updates as to the rescue operations that have been going on here. You heard him. He has said that there are no trapped persons beneath the rubble. Yeah. So far, 7 persons have been brought out. 4 confirmed dead, while 3 were rescued alive. So far, that's the updates we have from here at the site of the building collapse here on Shonuga Street in Mushin area of Lagos. Sarah.
I was going to ask you, of course, a lot of persons would have been asking if we know what caused this incident. They might say, I want to know if preliminary investigations have revealed anything yet. And any word from the occupants of the building as to where they will be staying now, because right now they're displaced, because it's not the only building that has been affected. Now you have other buildings that have been affected.
Okay, so investigations are still ongoing. Of course, we have officials of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, who, of course, I spoke to earlier, and I was being told that investigations are still being carried out as to what's the remote cause, of this incident. Now, I said earlier that we cannot ascertain. Now, I have to move away from here. The 3rd building is being brought down now, and for our safety, we have to move far away from this site. Now, I said earlier that we cannot ascertain the number of occupants who were in this building when it came down. But what we do know is that 7 people were brought out of the rubble. 4 were confirmed dead, while 3, of course, were rescued alive. So I was also told earlier that nobody has come forward, to complain about a missing person. So, of course, we can keep our fingers crossed. We are here waiting and watching to see if people will come out to tell us they have some missing persons who probably might be trapped beneath the rubble. Sarah.
Abimbola Agbebi, our correspondent there at Shonuga Street in Mushin area, where a building collapsed on Friday. Thank you so much for giving us updates.